Ever wonder which heroes actually respect Spider-Man and which ones can't decide if he's a genius or a walking headache? From Captain America's trust to Wolverine's grumbles, every big name in Marvel has an opinion about the web-slinger that might surprise you. Some see a partner, others see trouble, but all admit the guy never quits when the city needs saving. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into the channel today. If you enjoy deep dives like this, tap like and drop a comment telling us which hero take surprised you most. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next swing. Steve Rogers meets Peter where duty feels heavier than the shield and the city never sleeps. During Civil War, he shares the Stand Your Ground creed that helps Peter choose conscience when the crowd wants convenience. That moment echoes through years of missions and turns quick banter into earned trust under fire. Steve keeps treating Spider-Man as an equal at the table and on the street because the kid shows up when it hurts. On rooftops and in evacuation corridors, Steve leans on Peter's fast science mind and his habit of reaching civilians first. Even when headlines twist the story, Steve keeps vouching for the neighbor who plants his feet and does the work anyway. New Avengers arcs reinforce that faith and show Spider-Man as a real decision-maker rather than comic relief. Two New Yorkers trade respect while the mission keeps calling. Tony Stark recognizes a brilliant problem solver and invites Peter to stand beside him while the world argues about registration. Peter unmasks at a press conference, and the cost hits harder than any lab test with cameras flashing and friends divided. Faith bends when Peter learns about the prison in the negative zone, and ideals begin to pull them to different sides of the same war. The partnership gains scars and perspective. Even through fracture, Tony respects how Peter thinks for himself and refuses easy applause. Civil War stories show hard choices explained in bright rooms, while darker consequences wait off stage. Peter decides the right path beats the popular one and walks away to protect the people who matter. Their history keeps a charge of mentorship and friction proof that admiration survives honest disagreement. Sirens bounce off Brick, and two vigilantes who understand guilt and mercy learn to move like one when radar calm meets web speed. In the Omega Drive crisis, Spider-Man joins Matt Murdock and the Punisher against megacrime, and trust becomes a plan built on grit. The city breathes easier when that mix arrives first and keeps the line straight in the dark. Their teamwork feels earned and human. Old nights and rough lessons shape a friendship that values mercy without forgetting consequence. Matt sees a kid who will not quit, and Peter sees a lawyer who risks soul and skin to defend a block most people ignore. Each new case adds quiet proof that character beats spectacle, and that showing up is the first step to winning back a neighborhood. They start as friction, and end as respect, one man gruff and scarred, and the other loud and hopeful, and both stubborn about finishing the job. The Berlin mission leaves Peter shaken, and Logan furious, and that story shows how rules go thin when spies and shadows run the board and how truth makes everyone bleed. Later, crossovers turn a clash of styles into a working language. Across eras, they keep crossing paths from street-level brawls to multiverse detours, and the pattern holds. Spider-Man thinks on his feet while Wolverine cuts through the noise, and the joke that they annoy each other sits on top of real trust. In bad alleys and on snowy rooftops, what matters is a friend who shows up and stays until the last civilian is safe. Rivalry grows into brotherhood as pranks give way to loyalty, and the day Johnny falls hits Peter like family. Fantastic Four. 87 marks a storm of sacrifice that leaves a quiet ache the mask cannot hide, and the skyline looks different without flame above it. Friends search for meaning in the silence, and the city learns how absence can shape a team. The moment still stings. By Johnny's wish, Peter joins the Future Foundation and trades blue for white, turning grief into purpose with Reed and Sue and Ben treating him as kin. The suit signals legacy and a promise to keep the sky bright enough for the next joke to land proof that courage can outlast loss when you carry it together. First looks and announcements underline why that chapter mattered. Stephen Strange watches Peter juggle rent guilt and cosmic fallout, and sees a mortal who keeps choosing duty without a safety net. Their paths cross when reality frays, and a web-slinger has to weigh the cost of a single wish against the health of the world. Strange respects that Peter asks hard questions before he leaps and still finds the courage to leap when no answer feels clean. The mystic knows willpower when he sees it, and he sees plenty in Queens. When spells go sideways, Strange does not treat Spider-Man as baggage, but as a partner who learns fast and adapts faster. Peter bridges street instincts with problem-solving that cracks eldritch puzzles under pressure, and that mix keeps neighbors safe while the skyline tilts. The Sorcerer Supreme can silence a room with a gesture, yet he measures heroes by what they protect. By that scale, the kid earns his place every time. T'Challa evaluates people like a strategist, and he catalogs the way Spider-Man thinks while moving at full speed. He notes the engineer who can prototype a plan in a breath, and the neighbor who will give up the win if it saves one more life. In global crises, Peter's improvisation turns into a tool the king is willing to trust and deploy. Respect grows from results, not ceremony, and Peter supplies both. Wakanda and discipline meets New York scramble, and the blend works because both value responsibility without spectacle. T'Challa sees how Peter carries power with humility, and how he keeps learning even when it stings. In councils or alleys, the Panther expects clarity, while the Spider supplies angles no one else caught. The handshake between them is quiet and firm, and it lasts. Wade Wilson pretends he is only here for jokes, yet he studies Spider-Man like a fan who wants to deserve the poster on his wall. He needles and tests and still circles back to admit that Peter's line in the sand keeps him honest. Their partnership is chaos that somehow holds shape when innocence is at stake, and even Wade will fall in behind the web when it matters. The laughter is loud, and the admiration louder. Spider-Man becomes the straight man who sets pace, while Deadpool crashes through walls, then looks to Peter for the North Star. Peter hates shortcuts that hurt people, and Wade notices and tries to be better, even if it takes 3 tries and a mess. Under the quip sits a lesson about friendship that forgives and redirects. In the end, both walk away a little braver. Kamala Khan grew up loving the idea of Spider-Man, and then met the reality and found it stronger than the myth. She sees a regular person who keeps choosing the hard road, and that truth fuels her own courage when mistakes pile up. Their team-ups feel like mentorship wrapped in teamwork, with Peter offering patience and Kamala answering with heart and hustle. Inspiration becomes collaboration in real time. When plans break, Peter trusts Kamala to stretch across the gap, and she trusts him to hold the line while she learns. They trade ideas mid-swing and turn small wins into momentum that saves blocks instead of headlines. Kamala's notebook once held a hero on a page, and now it holds a partner on speed dial. The future looks brighter whenever those two share a frame. Miles meets Peter at a crossroads where legacy feels heavy, and possibility feels bigger than a city map. He carries the same mantra with a different rhythm, and Peter recognizes the stare of someone measuring the weight of power for the first time. Respect moves both ways, and it shapes a bond that reads like family, chosen by danger and shaped by choice. 2 mask bearers and 1 promise. They compare tools and scars and keep each other honest about what the symbol means when the sirens fade. Peter offers experience without smothering, and Miles answers with creativity that opens new doors. Together, they show that being Spider-Man is not one face or one story, but a standard anyone can rise to if they keep showing up. That lesson lands with every swing. That's the end of our look at what Marvel's heroes think about Spider-Man. If you liked the video, hit the like button and leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more comic stories and hero insights. Thanks for watching.